Hey dudes, I'm Hilah, and today on Hilah Cooking, we're making a special fall dessert with lots of different apples. Top it with a crunchy topping with oatmeal and nuts and brown sugar and butter, and it's so good, and it's so easy. Yeah, apple crisp, it's easy. It's easier than a pie. Oh, hey. Now, anytime you're doing a pie or apple crisp or anything like that, I think it's best to use a variety of apples so that you get lots of different appley flavors. So I've got here some Granny Smith. I would say always include some Granny Smith because they have a little bit of tartness and they're really firm and they hold up well to cooking. And then some Braeburn, and they're just real sweet and crisp and very traditional, like apple flavor. And then I forget what these are called, like Sunshine or Sunrise. But they smell like a cross between a Golden Delicious and a Macintosh. I'm not gonna peel these. You can peel them if you want, but I don't mind the skins. They're nutrients and it saves you a little bit of time. So because I'm not peeling them, I am gonna cut them up pretty thinly so we don't end up with like any big chunks of skin. Just like that, about a 1/4 inch. And then as we cut them, we can toss them into, I've just got like a 13 by 9 inch pan here. Just kinda spread them out. Mix them up. And this is a great use for like slightly bruised apples as well. So you don't have to always have the finest looking specimens. Awesome. I'm just gonna keep cutting these up and I'll just let you know when I'm done, okay? Don't just let me do all the work. Please, just sit back, enjoy yourself. Now to keep the apples from turning brown and oxidizing, we're gonna just squeeze a little bit of lemon juice over them. Okay, so we're just let that hang out while we make our toppings. All right, so I think it was Timp9747, YouTuber, that requested gluten-free desserts. So this is a gluten-free dessert. Some people add flour to their crisps, but I find it makes them a little bit less crispy. So why not use some nuts instead? So what I've got here are some hazelnuts, AKA filberts. I'm just gonna finely chop these. And these are what they use to make Nutella. If you've never had one, they're similar in flavor to a Brazil nut, I think. That's probably the closest. If you can't find these, you could use almonds, or you could use, I don't know, walnuts and pecans would work, but they don't have the same texture. They're more of a softer nut, if you know what I mean. Macadamia nuts might be good. Anyway, I mean, you know, use whatever you want to. Boop, 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 boop. That looks good. There's not trying to escape. So I wanted about 1/2 cup. I got a little more than that. It's okay. We can have more. Not the end of the world. All right, the rest of our topping ingredients here, I've got some rolled oats, and these are not quick oats. They're the old-fashioned oats that cook in 5 minutes or whatever. But I'm gonna just sort of like break these up with my hands, and then I've got some brown sugar. I want to keep some of the oats in big pieces and some of them in finer pieces. And having those two different sizes is just gonna add a lot more crunchiness to our topping. And my brown sugar is like really old and hard, so pardon me while I muscle it a little bit. Okay, should have brought some new brown sugar for the new season of Hilah Cooking. Shouldn't I? That would have been symbolic, right? Oh God, making a huge mess. Back to my old shenanigans. Okay, so, you know, try to break up your sugar clumps if you can. Or don't, maybe it just adds more texture. And if you wanted to like whiz it around or pulse it in a food processor or something, you could do that, but then you have to wash the thing and ugh, God, I hate dishes, right? Thumbs up if you hate dishes. Okay, great. I'm gonna add my nuts and some cinnamon, about a teaspoon. That's good. If you wanted to use like pumpkin pie spice or apple pie spice, that's totally fine. Totally fine with me. And then some nutmeg, and this is kind of a strong spice. Not everyone is in love with nutmeg, but I like it. If you don't like nutmeg, you could add some cloves or some allspice. And I'm just grating it. It's a little nut. That's why it's called nutmeg, I guess. And you can buy it already ground, or you can grate it yourself. And you know, it's kind of fun to do stuff yourself, I think. Son of a God. Okay, clearly that's enough. And then my butter. All right, so half a cup of melted butter. And I always use unsalted butter when I bake, just sort of out of habit. So I'm gonna add a little bit of salt to this too. But if you're using salted butter, you don't need to add any salt. And really, like, not very much at all, just a big pinch, like 1/8 of a teaspoon or something. Now we mix this all together. And we just sort of cover our apple deal here. Just gonna use my paws here. That's why God gave them to me, right? Awesome. So I'm gonna put this in an oven at 375 for about 30 minutes until the apples are tender and our crisp is crispy. Butterfingers. All right, it's cooked. It's been cooling here for maybe 15 minutes. So you can serve this as is, but you can also serve it with some ice cream on top or some whipped cream or even some sour cream if you're using really sweet apples. Apple crisp. It's so delicious and it's easier than a pie. I hope you try this. So if you like this recipe, you might also like my fried apple pie recipe, linked over there. Please remember to subscribe so that you always get notified whenever I release a new video. And also, printable recipes are always available at hilahtooking.com. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day. Bye! Yeah, it's easier. Yeah, it's easier. Easier than a pie.